First, my name's Kenneth. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Oh man, I've requested, I can't count how many times I requested this, over and over and over again. So keep in mind, if anyone's trash about my company and say my company can't do this and can't do that and this, that, and the other, we are going to come in and back it up, as we always do. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to come in and back up your product. And we've been asking for this particular individual who claims that his product can pull a Starfield or contrast level, my cat's toys, contrast level equal to a black screen. I get the same comment, he can pull this demonstration off. But in every demonstration I watch, he's always faking something in the demonstration. Where's my stand? I was wondering where was that. Always faking something in the demonstration. So, one of the things I said, and I stand by it, I'm still here on the massager. One of the things I said, and I stand by it, I said that anytime they do a contrast demonstration, it's always going to be in the dark, every single time. That's the theory. They can't produce an image in a fully lit environment because it won't come up. And if they do try to do a demonstration in a fully lit environment, well, what they're going to do is basically going to try to darken that environment or fool you to believing that they're doing this. Well, they're not. Where's my remote control in my chair massager? Well, here it is. My back is killing me a little bit today. I had a long day. I was up since 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm still working on some stuff. So anyway, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to convince you that the screen can pull an image every single time. And we've been asking him over and over again for this request to go outside and do this demonstration. We chose outside because there's no way for him to fake the demonstration. Now, that demonstration of him hugging the screen, that was pretty sad. The one he just did was even worse. Because I don't think you knew when you threw that camera back that you caught your windowsill. And clearly you could see how much light was pushing around your window, which means you sat there in a dark environment with a piece of wood across the bottom half. So the window light pushing at the bottom wouldn't affect the bottom half of the screen. That kitchen wood, that tile wood, that's what you had up there, blocking any ambient light that would have pushed through the bottom half of that window if your blinds didn't touch all the way down. Man, come on, man. And then you want to do these Q&As. What you doing Q&As for? You need to be outside doing your demonstrations. If you're going to talk all this smack about how your product is supposed to be this, that, and the other, back it up. I can back up anything I want on my product. If it's within our means to do so, we can back it up. But your constant lies about your product actually pulling a contrast level, man, it's just freaking ridiculous, man. I've never seen anybody, in the 12 years I've been in this business, I've never seen anybody do such acts like this. It's sad. So you sat there in a dark apartment with a little light in the center of your setup and a piece of kitchen board draped over the bottom half. So the light coming in from the window where the blinds didn't completely touch all the way down could be blocked. You didn't notice that when you did the demonstration that when light pierces through your dark apartment, that your keyhole, your peephole will show up on the other end of the camera. Did you know that around the edges of your blinds, that light will push through and you will see a tracing around your windowsill from the light pushing through? And even in that split second when I was able to pull the image back, I was able to see how much ambient light was actually outside the window. I literally thought when I first saw the video, you did it at nighttime. But I had no idea that you did that in the middle of the daytime. And tried to show a contrast demonstration, had the nerve to put in the video description quality, saving you hundreds, more like stealing hundreds from you. That's really bad. That's extremely sad. And you want to accuse people of smoke and mirrors and having special effect cameras to be able to manipulate real time? You're making accusations like that and you're blatantly doing videos like this thinking no one can't see you? I posted that video just about everywhere. I got people sitting there having comments and discussion boards over that video. Now, why in the world are you trying to produce a contrast level in a dark environment? Why are your windows shut? Why do you have this little light? What's the purpose of that little light in the middle? The little light's supposed to show that your screen can take on ambient light. How come you don't have your windows open? So we did the demonstration again. We showed where he flawed out. We failed miserably in that demonstration. And then we showed you how the screens are really going to react. They fade, they wash out, they don't pick up. And this is why you guys come into my channel talking trash about me being a scammer, about me faking my demonstrations, and we got two videos of him doing this. Oh, please explain to me why. Explain to me why this grown man is sitting in an apartment in the middle of the daytime with a kitchen board, a tile brick kitchen board draped at the bottom. You know what that board was for? I told you, the curtains don't reach all the way to the end, as you can see. So any ambient light that was coming in, that board was meant to block that light coming through. So the bottom half of the screen, he could display a somewhat contrast level. You got to go through all that. We're going to request again for you to be outside today. We will be outside today. We're going to request again for a Starfield demonstration outside. You know, the fact that he keeps denying this, it's just simple, plain. He's denying it left and right. He's not going outside. He's never going to show you a contrast demonstration because the paint does not have that capability. He's telling his product has something that it can't do. That's false advertisement. It's misleading your customers. But we expect to see him outside today. He had two challenges. We gave him one this morning. On that dark screen back there that displayed a snow level and a Starfield at the same time. We requested that demonstration to be done by the end of the day. We'll go back and check his account and see if it's done. And meanwhile, at around, let me see, we'll give him about, we'll be courteous on this one. We'll give him it's close to 8 o'clock to pull a Starfield demonstration outside. Same rules. 14 feet back, screen must be 100 inches, 69. Image must show from corner to corner. It must be to display 190-degree viewing angle, corner to corner. See, the reason why we chose it outside because of the little tricky things he does in his demonstrations. So we had to do it outside because there's no way for him to fake the demonstration outside. Either it's going to show or it's not. And the windows, no doors, nothing to protect your screen out there. Either your screen's going to show or not. So if your screen is doing what you claim it can do, pull this amazing black contrast level equal to a black screen, then you should have no problem accepting the challenge and going outside and doing the demonstration today. If you fail to do so, it just basically fathers our claims that your product don't work. So we'll see, people. We'll see if Crow comes out. We'll even when we get out there ready, we'll set up and we'll invite him again to do the demonstration. And keep in mind, Crow, when you do this demonstration, we don't want to see this on the balcony. We don't want you can't have any protection like that. Take that screen, stick it down there in that driveway. Lay it flat so light can pass right across it. We don't want anything on a slant. We don't want anything under awnings, anything uncovered, none of that nonsense. We want out in the open, no protection for the screen at all. And do your demonstration. And stop talking trash. Get off that Q&A nonsense. That Q&A nonsense is bullcrap. It is. You want questions and answers? We got questions and answers for you right now. Here's my questions. Where the freak is your screen out? Why are you having contrast demonstrations on your screens? Answer, because it can't. That's why. You wanted to go toe-to-toe with black technology, well, here you go. When it comes to that UV mix, we'll be next on that. That UV mix is horrible. Oh, man, that stuff is horrible. Can't pull color properly because there's not enough white levels in it. Too much contrast, and the white levels come out really, really dark. You haven't even done that demonstration yet. Where's your demonstration on your UV mix showing your white levels on that technology? Or it's not even a technology, a paint. Where are the white levels at? Where are the tests? I've gone through your channel 4 times. There's nothing there. You're not putting anything out. Same thing. Your little travel trips, and you're talking about cookies and whatever nonsense and whatever things you review and stuff like that. Where do you test that, man? I'm gonna keep pushing them on this every day. I'm gonna push you on this. every day. I'm going to ask you and request this every single day. It's going to get to a point, I'm going to put a chalkboard in one of my rooms. I'm going to mark every single time I ask you to do that demonstration. If you ask me to go do white levels, what do you want me to start with? You want snow, you want white snow dogs, you want screensavers, you want that? How about demonstrations of other black surfaces versus our surfaces in white levels? What you want to do that? You do that 5,000 lumens, we do it at 1,000 lumens, you want 13 feet back, 22 feet back. Certified projection screens, pick one. Pick one, just pick any one of them. We'll do that demonstration, no problem at all. When all light certifies, all gunmetal certifies, dark certifies, you want a mixture of them all back and forth. How you want to do that one? You want to do massive screen displays? We can do 180 inches, 250 inch screens. We can do that too, with no problem. I can do that on a 720p projector with a 600 by 800 res and still pull out an image with no problem, without no blurry, no fuzziness, nothing whatsoever. You couldn't give me a challenge. You wouldn't even know where to start. Meter test? Hey, you asked me to get a meter, I pretty much took that apart. What else? Let me submerge the screen in the water, been there, done that. Freeze them, been there, done that. Display screens in the middle of snowstorms, been there, done that. It's sad. Should have known better to challenge black technology. Even I have my limitations. I've seen technology out there that I don't even freaking understand yet. You think I'm gonna go out there and challenge one of those guys up there, not knowing how they're functioning, how they're running that technology? Oh, heck no. Some of that stuff may take me years to even understand exactly how they did it. I'm still right now studying hologram technology. That's what I'm actually working on right now, hologram technology. And there are some things that I find very interesting about having an object projected standing still in a 3D object form. That's what I'm working on in my head right now. I even have a couple base formulas already to actually enhance hologram technology. So let's see today, people. Are we going to get the demonstration today? How many times does Mr. Bird have to ask somebody, request somebody for their contrast demonstrations? And how many times is this individual going to figure out new ways to fake his demonstration? I still can't get over the kitchen board. Really? A kitchen board? Really? Come on. I gotta watch this demonstration again. A kitchen board. You literally put a... What was the purpose of that board being there to begin with in the demonstration? I don't understand. Like, if you had a second screen on it and you was displaying a second screen, what was it there for? And the funny thing about it was right there at the same spot where the bottom of the window hit, where the light, any light would have came in from your window, your blind's not completely touching the bottom. Oh, please don't tell me you put a kitchen board there to basically block the light that would hit the... Wow. Well, we'll see you outside today. You're gonna have to be out there. That's where you're gonna have to be. Let's see if you go outside today. See if you do the challenge, or you basically go back into another Q&A and answer a bunch of questions about why you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because I don't know how in the world you're giving yourself any kind of credibility on this paint. That's my readings right now. See, Crow? Let me show you about meters for idiots who don't understand how to use a meter. See what says Lux right there on my meter? Very easy to use. As a matter of fact, I'll put several tutorial videos of people showing you how to use this meter. Very easy. See this right here? Simple. Not even complicated. When you put that cap on, that's your sensor right there. All you got to do is turn it on. That's it. Turn it on. And you can make your decision on what selection you want from here. Right here, it shows how much peak I can get off my unit right there. And did you know that this unit has a built-in database in it, which means I can send this information over to a server and download all my data reports from there. Very easy to use. And all I have to do is just take this, lift this up, and that right there is a sensor that feeds the light that shows you how much light's in the environment. That's it. because they have this down as the 5. This is one of the 5 most easiest readers for people to use. And that's why I purchased it, because I did my research before I bought it. I'm not going to go out and spend money on something that I don't know anything about. I'm going to educate myself on it, so I know exactly what I need to buy and what's going to be easier for me to use. So later on, if I decide to upgrade to something a little bit more advanced, then I would know what I'm doing. I wouldn't be walking in the dark. So that's why I went to reviews of people, everyday Joes, who were just using this for, not for projection screens. A few people were using it for greenhouses to see how much light would come, their plants were being hit with how much light. And these are people that explain how easy it is to use. So no, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to do this. The fact is, he's mad because bottom line is, he really thought that his 220 that he had in his environment was so impressive. And that's 220 with lights on top of the screen, on top of the meter. So those lights were jumping his meter because it's designed to read light. Any light you put in front of it, it's going to jump the meter, including his projector sitting right there in front of it. That's why we have it away from the projector to itself. So that way it's not going to be manipulated by anything in the environment, but the environment light itself. That's it. See, nowhere near my windows. I don't got it sitting in the window ledge, nothing. This window's blocked right here. There's no light coming through this one, because this window right here is designed so when I put my screen up, I have neon lights behind the back of it. And my neighbors, I noticed before when I didn't have this on here, the light was piercing through the window and hitting the side of their house. And I can't have that. So I blocked the window on this side, so when the lights go on, it doesn't hit their house. So there's no light in this area to manipulate the screen. And that's what it's pulling up. But in your demonstration, you had your meter right here in the front. You had several lights here, because you want people to get the illusion that you're hitting the screen with those lights. Well, at the same time you're hitting the screen with those lights, you're also hitting your meter at the same time, and that's what's causing it to jump up. But even with the lights, you only had 220, and you thought that was impressive. Have you ever gone online and checked out the lux reading for the average house, like for the average house, how much the average house is supposed to pull up in lighting? There's an actual chart there that tells you how much light you're supposed to have in your environment, and 220 is lower than a bathroom. So even with the light on in the environment and all that, with just the lights hitting the screen, he was barely making enough light to hit a bathroom. My bathroom comes in at 4 something. So that's how dark your environment is. If you had put a meter in that environment when you had those curtains covered up, I'm guarantee you would have never hit that 220 without those little lamps in front of your screen. On the bottom of this video, I'm going to put down some interesting links. We're going to put down the links where we saw the video where Crow was taking the demonstration again. I don't even know how to explain that. I don't even know how in the world you call yourself doing a contrast demonstration and you're sitting literally in that much darkness. I don't know how that even works, man. I'll tell you if I don't. And then the one where you're hugging the screen. And then there's people that just don't like Crow. Do you know that? There are people that call Crow out on the same thing we called him out. There's a fellow who basically called him out on that projection screen, and we call it the Lux, but the LUXINI. And he ranted on Crow, called him a deceitful liar. Said right in the video that you would deliberately take and misuse other people's products to make your own product look good. Videos of him making free screen paint. One guy came and told me, well, he's giving it away for free. Yeah, but you paid for it. At the end of the day, you paid for it. It's extra money that came out of your pocket that you paid for. So I don't think you should be going around calling people scammers and stuff. When he's not saving you hundreds, he's actually stealing hundreds of dollars from you. And that video and those links at the bottom, you will see the unboxing that we do of the CINMAX. We did an unboxing of the Metallica Mix 2.0. You know, that came in a post office mailer, right? You know what it costs to ship a post office mailer? I ship them all the time. $8. It costs $8 to ship a post office mailer in the United States. That's what it costs. The shipping cost on my bag was $23. So he scams you on shipping, and he scams you on a product that he sold to you that pretty much he gave away for free many years back. Then he fakes his contrast demonstrations. And I find it hilarious in the comment section when I see people saying, oh man, Crow, that's amazing. That's so and so and so. I could sell you a bridge tomorrow morning, literally. I could sell you anything on the face of the planet. I could sell you ice cream cones in the middle of the Antarctic and you would buy it. Cheap. I hate to cause customers that, but cheap. You don't see exactly what everybody else sees. Experts see it. They see it crystal clear. They can see it. I tell people, look, when you buy a product, you got to educate yourself. Even the big companies do it. The big companies do it all the time. All the time. You got to look at the environment. You can't look at the screen sometimes. The screen is just an illusion. You got to look at the environment. You got to look at the background of the wall. You got to look at the cracks in the corners. You got to look at all of that and see exactly how much light, how they're displaying their videos, what kind of projectors they're using. That kind of stuff you got to look at. Because the background of that wall tells the entire story on how much light is actually in the environment, even when a meter is not present. You can't make out objects in that environment because that environment is too dark. Then there's a problem there. And if they're claiming that's going to be ambient light projection, which he doesn't, then there's a problem there. Just like when I was looking at a lead screen ceiling and floor rejection screen, and the guy sat there on camera and said, my blinds are open up behind me. No, they weren't. They weren't open up. Your blinds were shut. Because I couldn't even see objects on the opposite side of your blinds. So your blinds weren't fully open. Sat right there on camera and lied. When I saw the demonstration with, I think it was some kind of show they were having, some kind of hotel, I don't know what it was, but they're having some kind of big show. And lead screens was actually, all the screens were in a hotel. Did you notice that the guy with the camera was in the hallway? Literally, there was more light in the hallway than it was actually when he walked into the room because the camera got dark. I had a problem fluctuating, trying to adjust the light in the environment. Every last window had a screen on it. Every last screen was either using a short throw or ultra short throw projector, which means the distance throw was pretty much next to nothing. They could have pulled anything in the room easily with no problem. Any lamps that they had in the environment, they were tucked behind the back of the screen. Not behind the back of the screen, but enough where the light would actually push the back of the screen and not go around to the front of the screen. Yep, that whole entire environment was staged. My favorite demonstrations when I watch, I've seen Screen Innovation had one where they had the $50,000 Sony projector. That was an interesting one. Big old house, lots of windows, white walls, give it the illusion that the screen's taking in all this light. So you got a 10,000 lumen projector. 10, I got a 5 in here. We're talking about 10,000 ultra short throw. I got 5,000 long throw. 10,000 ultra short throw projector less than a foot away from a screen. You can make notebook paper look like a plasma TV easily with that kind of technology. You know how advanced that projector is? And it's it's just $50,000 projector, so think about that. So that wouldn't have been a hard thing to do on that technology. And on top of that, looking at the environment where all the lights were all spread out throughout the environment, nothing was making any contact with the screen whatsoever. And when he said, we're in the middle of the daytime, well, I looked out the window and I noticed that the sunlight was on the opposite side of the street, which means it was probably around 12 noon, which means it was early in the morning we did that demonstration. That place would have been filtered with a lot of light. But even though when you have a $10,000, we have a $50,000 projector at 10,000 lumens and 10 feet away from, actually less than 10 feet, a foot away from the screen, you weren't going to have any problems in there at all. I'm pretty sure the projector was probably calibrated for the screen. They picked out certain select videos that would actually look good on the screen. I've never seen them swap out demos back and forth. They'll stick to one certain demo and that's it. Usually somebody's skiing down the side of a hill, somebody doing some surfing on a surfboard and pretty flowers in the background, something like that. That's what they'll do. You know, something like that. But other than that, they stick to a certain amount of videos they're going to show. They stick to, everything is script. Projectors are calibrated. The room is actually set up to make the screen look good. That's it, all rehearsed. That's why one time I got in trouble. I went to Circuit City. This is way back. Circuit City had a Black Diamond screen in one of their booths. And they were allowing customers to come and sit down in the booth and experience their screen. And everybody would come in, it was just all Google-eyed, freaking deer caught in the headlights of a truck, gazed, just looking at the screen, amazed by the giant screen, the environment, everything, the reclining seats are all taken away by that. And I come in and I look at it and I go, what kind of projector you got in the back? because I'm curious what you were running back there. Because I guarantee you, whatever you got back there is probably way more expensive than what I got at home. And I guarantee I'm not going to get that same image, if I get the same screen, because I don't own the same projector. I'm going to own the same projector or higher in order to get that image to pull off like that. And the guy beat around the bush. He didn't want to tell me. Finally told me it's a Ronco back there. Oh yeah, of course it's a Ronco. It's a Ronco 4K projector. It's definitely going to be. Am I going to get the same image when I go home? I've got a 1080p Sony projector. I was wondering, am I going to get the same image? I mean, same thing? Well, you can if you basically calibrate your colors and stuff like that. So can I use this in a fully lit environment? Well, these screens are best optimized and used in an ambient, like controlled environment, you know, like a movie setting. That's my neighbor over there, the bounty hunter. He has a Harley Davidson, very, very nice bike, but he's a bounty hunter. He's a pretty cool dude, him and his wife. But anyway, so, you know, all that's for Hearst. So I kept wanting to get up and go to the side because I want to see the angle gain on the screen. I'm curious, but the guy was telling me that I had to sit in the center of the screen in order to optimize the viewing pleasure. You didn't want me to go to the side of the screen because you know the screen basically probably had a narrow viewing cone. It would probably go dark around the edges if I won't turn to the side. So yeah, that's why I know the whole entire thing is all script and everything. So those the companies that do that, those are their smoke and mirrors. But their smoke and mirrors now become protocol, which means bottom line, this is their procedure in order to get their screens to activate right. You want a $5,000 projection screen with the best image you can possibly get, you have to follow these certain rules and regulations in order to be able to get that particular viewing pleasure that they're going to give you off that setup. But at the end of the day, you still have a $5,000 projection screen that you really can't see on an angle. And then on top of it, if you can see it on an angle, the projector is going to have to be adjusted. You know, they're going to have to take that projector and they're going to have to adjust it and align it with that screen just right. Because if it's a little bit this way, a little bit this way, it's going to turn dark. You've seen that happen when we take the Parallax, or if I butchered that name, or Dark Star 9. If we stick them on the far end, they go dark. We have to stick that screen right in the center of where the projector is at in order for the screen to show up. If I go on camera and I lean the 2 minutes to the left, it turns dark. I gotta go right back to the center. There you go. Yeah, that's what you're gonna have to go through. Can't have it in a fully lit environment because the screen's taking too much light. Then they have problems with picking up color and contrast. So your environment's gonna have to be a little darker to run that screen. Getting back to the Crows product, he feeds you the same nonsense that the other companies feed you. You have to use in an ambient light controlled environment. You have to go in, you have to calibrate your projector, all that other dumb nonsense, but separate difference between his screen and their screens are tested and certified, and his screen's not. My screen's not certified yet, but it's going to be there soon. But anyway, my screens are tested. So I'm gonna cut this short. I gotta go downstairs and get something to eat, but we'll see if he goes outside today. I'm curious. We gave him another request to be outside, so we'll see if he goes outside today. Or if he basically just starts another Q&A or some kind of rant. There's no point in you going there and talking about decals and posters and merch and all that stuff if you can't get your freaking screen to go outside and display an image on something that you claimed it was supposed to do. You know how people say, back it up or shut up. How many times have you heard that one before? In a bar or a game or whatever, somebody's running their mouth about something like, okay, you know what? Back it up or shut it up. And that's what we're telling you today. You go outside today and do that demonstration and back it up. If your screen can pull a contrast level equal to one of our screens, you should have no problem surviving outside and pulling that Starfield demonstration. If you don't pull it, then shut it up. All right, with that being said, I gotta go. I look forward to seeing Crow outside today. Let's see if he shows up.